Well, straight away, getting you the pictures that are now coming in from Thailand as the Prime Minister has arrived in Bangkok as he will be attending the 6th BIMSTEC Summit that is scheduled to take place on the 4th of April. And thereafter, he will be embarking on a two-day official visit to Sri Lanka. But right now, the pictures that are now coming in of the Indian community there, as a significant Indian community also resides in Thailand, and the Prime Minister being warmly greeted by the Indian community. Let's get in a word from Srinjoy as well, who is getting connected with us. Of course, when it comes to boosting India's cooperation with these nations, as far as the BIMSTEC countries are also concerned, a rousing reception that the Prime Minister is receiving from the Indian community in Bangkok. Srinjoy.
Yes, first of all, Thailand is still recovering from a fairly devastating earthquake. So the fact that the Prime Minister is there, along with, of course, leaders of other countries like Bhutan, like Bangladesh, and so on, is another sign that India has a sort of reach out as far as these countries are concerned, and also it's a way of saying that regardless of what happens to your country, we are there to work with you. So that's a very important thing. BIMSTEC is primarily an economic grouping. It's also a strategic grouping in some ways. And the fact that the PM is there post-earthquake will provide at least some level of reassurance, and perhaps during the bilateral with the Thai Prime Minister, some kind of additional help. As far as Sri Lanka is concerned, that comes later. But the other issue that is being looked at right now is whether there will be a bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the BIMSTEC Summit between Prime Minister Modi and Mohammed Yunus, the chief advisor in Bangladesh, because there has been a change in leadership from August. Sheikh Hasina flew to India and Mohammed Yunus took over. Now, a lot of things have been said by Chief Advisor Yunus, primarily in China, where he spoke about how the 7 states are landlocked and it is an opportunity for China to make use of the openings that Bangladesh provided geographically and economically and so on. So if there is a meeting, it will be an opportunity for both sides to clear the air and discuss various issues, because India and Bangladesh have had a long and very strong relationship. Now there has been some questions about it in recent months.
Right.
So this will be an opportunity for the two sides to at least discuss various
I
issues.
think, Srinjoy, we just want to currently just describe the pictures coming in from Bangkok there, because it's been a week after the devastating earthquakes hit Myanmar, and it could be felt as far as in Bangkok as well. There were casualties reported in Thailand too. And a rousing reception there for the Prime Minister. We'll just listen in how the people are welcoming the Indian Prime Minister. Right. So, Srinjoy, this is Prime Minister's third visit to Thailand, as it also marks the first in-person BIMSTEC Summit since 2018. How important this is, because this time it is being themed as prosperous, resilient and open. That is expected to focus on enhancing regional security, trade, investment, connectivity and human security.
First of all, India has an Act East policy. It used to be Look East, it's an Act East policy. And with all these countries, Thailand included, it's very important to build up strong economic ties, because apart from that, apart from everything else, India is the preeminent country in this area, in this Bay of Bengal region, with an economy which is close to 4 trillion. So as a result, India is the leading country. India wants closer economic ties. India wants investments. All of those things will come up. I already mentioned Bangladesh. India had very strong links with Bangladesh. And one issue that again is important is the issue of roads and highways and ports and all of these things. Now, again, these are issues that are very important for the economies of Thailand, of Bangladesh, and all these countries, because BIMSTEC comprises 7 countries, and these are very important countries. So they are neighbors, and it's particularly important to reach out to neighbors, and India has made it very clear that Act East is part of India's focus, and BIMSTEC is really the most important part of this Act East policy.
Absolutely. An Act East policy that India has also been working upon as a first responder, especially when it comes to the times of crisis there. And with the countries that are participating this time, how are we looking at when it comes to each one of them and the relations that India shares with them? What exactly is going to be on the agenda?
Well, first of all, the earthquake. The fact that the Prime Minister is there, and the earthquake which has affected Bangkok. If there is a bilateral, India has already sent support, help to Thailand, and much more help to Burma, Myanmar. So if there is any further issue that is any requirement, India will be there. India will make that promise to the Thais, saying we are here and we are here to help. That is the primary issue vis-a-vis Thailand. Besides that, for all the countries per se, economic issues are a very primary factor. Also, the creation of logistical situations, of roads, of highways, of ports, all of that plays an important part. I already mentioned Mohammed Yunus.
Yes.
And that meeting is something that is possible. And if that meeting happens, it will be a great opportunity to clear the air.
Well, the Prime Minister, recently had reminded as far as the role that was played by India as far as in Bangladesh's liberation is also concerned. However, there have been certain provocative statements that have also been made by the chief advisor there in Bangladesh. So it remains to be seen exactly how India is going to deal with it if there is a potential meeting that happens between the two leaders there. Meanwhile, how External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has also been reacting. He has been saying that India is aware of its responsibility with regards to the Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral, technical and economic cooperation, which is BIMSTEC. And Dr. S. Jaishankar says that the country also has the longest coastline in the Bay of Bengal. The minister also highlighting that India believes that cooperation is an integrated outlook and not subject to cherry picking. His remarks also came in reference to Bangladesh's Chief Advisor Mohammed Yunus' recent remarks on Northeast, which quoted Controversy, where he had recently also urged the Chinese government to establish an economic base within his country and insisted that Bangladesh was only the guardian of the ocean for the region. Now, addressing the 6th BIMSTEC Summit in Thailand, Dr. S. Jaishankar said that the nations around and proximate to the Bay of Bengal have both common interests and shared concerns, and some of it also emanates from our history, where other priorities overrode the well-being of this region. All right.